things that do not happen can and do happen on Halloween. It has always been this way. It could well have been on a night like tonight, 137 years ago, that Edgar Allan Poe first envisioned the rapping of the raven. The year is 1845. The place? A blacksmith shop next door to the New York Evening Mirror, where Edgar Allan Poe serves as an assistant editor. Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished actor, Mr. William Shatner.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping. It is some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "oh, madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came tapping at my chamber door that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here, I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. But the silence was broken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. It is the wind, and nothing more. Open here, I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim, and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Then upon the velvet, sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy onto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim, whose footfalls twinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee by these angels. He hath sent thee respite and nepenthe from the memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh, quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting. Bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flittering, still is sitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.